Hello everybody and welcome back to Shackruden's video tutorials for my Minecraft 1.7.2 modding series. What we're going to be doing today is going to be basically redoing part of last time's tutorial, as well as creating a block, our own custom block. So the part that we're doing over from last time is creating our mod package and stuff like that. I don't know why, I have no idea why, but when I tried to make the block tutorial, this tutorial here, with the way I did it last time, it wasn't showing up any folders or anything like that and things. It was really messed up. So we're gonna do it this way, and hopefully everything's gonna work out peachy. So what we're gonna do. So your source/main/Java package, this first one right here at the top, you want to make sure it is completely empty. So if delete the example mod if it's still there, delete the one that we created, delete it all. Make sure it's all gone, and we're going to start right from scratch. Make sure it's completely empty. If you want to delete stuff, right click and click on delete. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to go new package. Now, when you name your package, you can name it whatever you like, but what the typical thing is you name it after, let's say, your website, for example. So, like, mine is shackruden.com, so mine is going to be com.shackruden. and then whatever I'm building. So this is going to be tutorial mod is what I'm building. So whatever you're building, you know, the name doesn't really matter, but this is just standard, you know, across the board, what every Java developer does for when creating any kind of Java application, whether it's an actual application or in this case a mod. So we're going to click com.shackruden.tutorial mod and click finish. So that's going to give us our basic package. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on that, we're going to click new, and we're going to go class. We're going to create a new class, and we're going to call this main class. Okay? Why main class? I'm just calling it main class to make it a little bit more clear to you that this is the main class, and things like that. I'm trying to make this a lot more clear than it was last time, even though everyone is saying it was pretty clear last time. There were some things I could have done better, and I'm going to try and improve those this time when creating these video tutorials. So, main class, finish, create the package, or the class file. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create our constructor. So we're just going to type in public, capital M, capital S on main class, 2 parentheses, our curly braces, and there we go. Created that. Simple, easy, nothing to it. So now we're going to create, we're going to actually register our mod. So we're going to type in @mod with a capital M, and put in your parentheses. And within those parentheses, you're going to type in 3 things. So we're going to start with mod ID, and you're going to make that equal to main class dot mod ID. Now we haven't created that yet, but we will. Next one is going to be the name. So we're going to do this a little bit differently than I showed you in the last tutorial, just to you know, it's just it's gonna make it work, and then I'll go over that other file again later. So main class in this case is gonna be name. Okay, and then the last ones, and make sure you put commas in between each of these. So mod ID equals main class dot mod ID, comma, name is equal to main class dot name, comma, and then type in version, and that is also going to be equal to main class, and we're going to set that to main class dot version. And actually, just second thought here, I'm going to capitalize that as well. Make sure they are all uppercase there. Okay, so now to create these variables that we've set here, we're going to go within our class, and right at the very top, public static final string mod ID is equal to, and then whatever we're going to make our mod ID equal to. Mine's going to be tutorial mod. Now, the preface, what this is going to be used for. We're going to be using this main use other than mod registration. Registration is for textures. Okay, so we're going to be using this for as part of our textures stuff, and I will explain that in when we get to creating our block. So we're going to do that. Make sure you put your semicolons at the end of your double quotes there. Now I'm going to explain this a little bit, this stuff right here, mainly this here. So public static, public, so public is going to make it known to everything within the package. Okay, so we can see this within the entire package. If we put private, it would only be available to this class, and so on and so forth. And in this case, protected is going to be the same thing as private, but that's a different thing altogether. So static. Basically, what this is going to do is going to allow you to access it. It's going to allow you to access it. It's going to be visible outside of the package as well. I don't know if this allows you to use this, and this makes it visible to everything else. And then final is basically like saying this is we cannot change it outside of this. So it's good for our mod ID and all of our stuff for our mod, for our @mod here at the top, because that's going to only allow this stuff to be changed right here where we've defined them. Or if this was within this main class, we can change it anywhere within that class. But as soon as we go out inside of that class, or out of this function here, after we go outside of this function main class, and so we have another function for something else, then it's not going to work. Alright? Sounds good? Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create the rest of those. So public static final string name, and it's going to be equal to, I'm just going to put my semicolon at the end there, it's going to be equal to tutorial mod. And then the last one, public static final string, and this one is version. It's going to be equal to 1.0. You can put whatever you want in here. It's just whatever's going to show up when it's when somebody clicks on the mods button and shows all the mods. You can click on your mod and say, oh yeah, this is version 1.0. Yesterday I had version 0.8 or something like that, so it doesn't matter what you put in there. You could you could put in version go fuck yourself if you wanted, but we're not going to do that. Alright, so next thing that we're going to do here is we are going to create our proxy. Okay, we should do this. Just do it now, get it done. It's for making things render and things like that. I'll explain it more when we actually get to it, when we actually start using it. But for now, let's just get it set up and ready to go. So we're going to start by typing @sided proxy, and some parentheses in there after that. And then within those parentheses, we're going to type in client side, lowercase c, capital S on side, and we're going to go equal to. We're going to make it equal to, and we basically have to specify our package, our main package here. So in this case, this is it right up here. Okay, so we're going to be referencing com.shakarudin.tutorialmod, and then .ClientProxy. Okay. Next one, so you're going to put a comma outside of that apostrophe, outside of those double quotes, and the next one is going to be server side, lowercase s on server, capital S on side, and that is going to be equal to, and we're going to set this to com.shakarudin.tutorialmod .CommonProxy. Now these names don't really matter. Okay, CommonProxy. There we go. I'm just gonna put capitals on both of those, ClientProxy and CommonProxy. Names of them don't really matter, but this is more for clarity. ClientProxy because that's for the client, and then CommonProxy is where we're really gonna do everything. And ClientProxy is basically gonna call the function within ClientProxy or CommonProxy, so it does things for both server and client side. Alrighty. So now that we've done that, we got one more thing to type here. We are going to type public static common proxy, and then just we're basically creating an instance of our common proxy with that. Now it's going to complain, oh my god, what the hell's going on? You haven't created these yet, so we're going to hover our mouse over top of common proxy, and we're going to click create class. And then we're going to create that in our main package. We're going to click finish. Now, another thing we're going to do is we're going to create our client proxy. So right click on your package here, so com.trackroom.tutorialmod in my case, go over new and click class and type in client proxy and press finish. Now on the client proxy you want to type extends common proxy. So basically what extends means, what this part here means is that this class client proxy is going to inherit any property set from the common proxy or the server proxy. Okay, so we're gonna do everything in the server and the common proxy, and it's automatically gonna be applied to the client proxy as well. So that helps cover rendering entities, or like custom mobs, custom arrows, things like that in both client and server side. Alrighty. So we're just gonna create a function called public, or we're just gonna go public. I gotta open this up. Public static void. Public static void, and we're gonna call this render stuff. Okay, and that's it. Well, that's all we're gonna type for now in there. We're just gonna give this a copy though over into our common proxy. Alrighty, super. Okay, there we go. Just tab everything in, make sure everything's set up correctly. There we go. So those files are done. We can close those. We no longer need them. Now it says we're still having problems here. So we got to import sided proxy, and that should fix pretty much all errors. Did I forget a semicolon? I probably did. Okay, so let's see. Main class. Here we go. I'm just take a look at my my code over here. I've prepped the code that I prepped up for this. Okay, so we are going to remove this line from here. Don't want it there. It's giving us error here at the end. What is that error? Enum body. I wonder if it's the spaces. I'll take out the spaces and maybe that'll fix our issue. No. So what is it not liking at sided proxy within the main class? Haha. We did this in the wrong spot. So we don't want it within the main class. We want this, or within our main, within our constructor. We want it within our main class instead. So public static common proxy. Okay, so if you're kind of lost, we had put, or I had put this line sided proxy within our main constructor, or our constructor for our class, and we don't want it there. We want it just below the public class, this line right here. We want it right below that first thing, and then it's done. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully that's all clear, and keep moving along here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create our block, our very first block. Oh, this is goddamn amazing. So we're going to blocks. All right, so we're going to go public static. Now from the last series we are doing this differently. We're going to try and keep the code nice and clean right from the get-go. So this means we're going to do things a little differently here. So we're going to go public static block, and we're just going to type in sample block. You don't have to use capitals. You don't have to use you don't not have to use capitals. You can use whatever you like. This is just the name, how we're going to reference it in throughout the code in some places. So that's going to equal to a new, and we're going to go sample block class. Okay, so this is, I'm basically labeling it sample block class. So clearly point out to you that this class that we're going to create is going to be for the sample block. Okay, I'm just trying to be nice and straightforward. You can call it whatever you like, because in the last series I would have named it block sample block instead, but we're going to do this instead this time. So we're going to give it an ID of 3000, and then we're going to set the materials to material.rock. You have many different materials. You have material.air. You don't want to use that one. Anvil, cactus. So if you pick cactus, I'm pretty sure it'll hurt you when you get near it. Cake, carpet, so on and so forth. Circuits, all this stuff. It's crazy. But we're just going to go material.rock. And that's going to be the end of that. Now, I just want to talk about IDs here just for a quick second. So, Minecraft is trying to get away from using IDs, because IDs is kind of limiting the game to how many items can be in it. Because like we can only go up to like 5,000, I think, is the maximum, something like that. So basically what they're trying to do is what they're slowly doing is they're working their way so you don't reference anything by ID. It's all by its name, which we're going to set here in a second. So basically, it's going to be in the end, it's going to make it better for us to make modding for us a lot easier. We don't have to remember IDs or worry about IDs for that matter. At least that's the way I'm seeing it. You know, we'll see what exactly happens. They may say, you know, just throw an ID in there, just to, you know, who knows. But anyway, we're gonna continue on. So we're gonna import block. So we're gonna hover over block here, and we're gonna click import net.minecraft.block. Okay. So basically, we have to import that. That's gonna go in this top little section right here. So where it's basically it's going to allow us to reference that class block. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set the name. Now, last two series this was the set unlocalized name, but we're not doing that anymore. No such thing as set unlocalized name anymore. It's now set. Oh, wait for this. Set block name. Isn't that just fantastic? So we're gonna set the block name. I'm just gonna call mine sample block. So this is basically what I'm thinking is gonna replace the ID. So when you're looking for something, and let's say currently something will ask you for a block ID instead. We'll ask you for a block ID. It'll ask for a block name instead, as example. So you know that's a thing. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're just going to register the block and create the name and things like that. So this first one's going to be for registering the block in the game. So we're going to go game registry dot register block, and we want to provide the block, which is going to be sample block in my case, and then we're going to name it. So double quotes. And we're going to type in sample block, all one word. Basically, just copy your set block name value that you typed in there. Using that is going to, you know, just use it. Okay. So now for the name, what we used to do is language registry dot add name, specify the block, and then the name, which is going to be you know, sample block. But that no longer works. There are well, it will work for now, but it's depreciated, so it's going to be removed in version 1.8. So the next version of Minecraft that comes out, it's not going to be there. So if we avoid using it now, it's going to save us a lot of trouble of renaming everything later on in the game. So what they're asking you to do now is to use localizations. So basically these are language localizations. So this is actually going to make it really easy for us to take our blocks and make our mods readable in more than one language. So you can do English, French, Chinese, all these different things. Like when you open up Minecraft, and I will show you this when we get in there, there's a little button you can click on and you can change your localization from US to British or whatever. So you could have, let's say, a shovel, and you here in Canada we could call it, let's say, a spade, but and say you want to have it in the UK, it's called, or if they have their localization set to UK, it's going to say what's the name for it? You know, shovel or whatever, you know, whatever the British name is for that. So what we're going to do is under this source main resources package we got here, we're going to click the little arrow there to twiddle this down where that mcmod.info file is. And we're going to right click and we're going to click new package. Okay, we're going to right click, go to new, and then package. And we're going to type in assets dot what our mod ID is. So ours is tutorial mod, all lowercase. Okay, for your mod ID, just make it all lowercase. It's going to make things a lot easier. So that mod ID, that variable that we set right there, this one right here, you want to have that set to just have it lowercase. And then from there, we're going to type in lang. Okay, so assets.tutorialmod.lang in my case, and we're going to click finish. So now that we got that, we're going to right click on that package that we just created, and we're going to go new and click other. And from there, we're going to search. We're going to type in this this filter file. Okay, and that should give us general. And you want to click on the file. Click next. And now we got to give it a name. So we're going to type this in exactly. Lowercase en underscore capital U capital S dot lang. Okay, got to have exactly that, and finish. So in the game, we can to set names now. We're going to type in tile dot sample block, which is that name that we chose, dot name, and we're going to make it equal to no spaces with any of this stuff, and we're going to just call it sample block, like that. That's it. That's all we got to do. So this is name. Actually, I can't type comments in here, I don't think. And I do have a cold, so if I sound nasally right now, that's because I have a cold. And my nose is getting really stuffed up, and so is my sinuses and things like that. Alright, so we're done that much. We're going to create this block class. So we're going to click create class, and we're going to put it in a different package. So cob.shackrootted.tutorialmod.block. Okay, and finish. So after we got this open, just make sure your file is saved. We're gonna on our class, we're gonna have it extend block. Okay. This is so funny. Okay, we're gonna import from net.minecraft.block.block and click on finish. Save it, and then add the constructor. And in the constructor, we're going to add a parameter here to the beginning, which is the ID int ID comma space, and that's it. we're done. We know how to add it to the super because block is no longer asking for it. All right, so in here within this constructor, we're going to type a few things. So we're going to type in set creative tab. Okay, and we're just going to go creative tabs for now. Creative tabs dot tab block. Okay, and semicolon at the end. Next line is going to be set hardness. And we're going to set the hardness to there can't be a half or anything like that, so we're just going to set it to 5F, 5 float. Okay, so it has to be a float value. Next one is going to be set resistance. So set hardness is going to basically set how hard the block is. Resistance is going to set how resistant it is to TNT. We're going to set ours to 7.0F. Okay, so it's obsidian is 10, and then grass is 0, for example. Sorry about that mic movement there. Okay. Colds, lovely things. One more thing that we're gonna set in here, and that's the texture. We're gonna go set block texture name. Okay, and then within the parentheses, we're gonna type in main class dot mod ID plus space double quotes colon and then the name of our PNG file, which we haven't created yet, which is going to be sample block. That's what I'm going to call mine. Semicolon at the end, and that's all we're going to have it do for now. There's one more thing actually that we have to change in here. Our constructor is set to protected. We got to set that to public. And all is good. So now it's texturing time. So before we leave Eclipse to go create our texture, even though I've already created mine, we're going to go to our source main resources here, and we're going to right click on that. We're going to click new, and we're going to go package. We're going to type in assets dot tutorial mod dot textures dot blocks. Press finish. And now we're done. So I'm just gonna hide it here. Here's our mod folder. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna go to source main Java com Shakarudin tutorial, and this is where all of our files are. Okay. So we're gonna go out of there, and now we're gonna get to our location for our blocks, where that package we created actually went. So we're going to go into source, main, resources, assets, tutorial mod. You can see that lang folder's right there. We're going to go textures, blocks. There we go. So I've created a block texture already. Just a nice green little texture here. So I'm going to open this up so you guys can see this. So basically what I did is I just created created this block in Photoshop, very simple, and we're going to use that for this texture. Make sure it's a PNG file, make it whatever resolution you want. 16 by 16 is the default texture size for Minecraft. You can make it as big as you want, it's still going to work no matter what. So I think that's about it, and we should be able to launch our mod, and it should be all good to go. Isn't that just fantastic? Oh yes, it's really fantastic. So we're gonna go back into Eclipse here, and we're gonna click on the run button here, and we're gonna get this running. Now it's not going to specify in the console anymore whether you're missing a texture or not. So at least I did not find that it did my first time through. This is like I had to do this 3 times to actually get it to work correctly. So we're gonna go single. Actually, first thing we're gonna do is turn on these volumes because they are super loud. Master volume, turn it right off. Actually, no, music off. Blocks down, so we can really set everything individually now, which is really cool. hostile players, turn that down. Environmental, friendly creatures, turn them right off. And done. And we're gonna click single player. We're gonna create a creative mode. We're gonna set the game mode to creative and just create a world. Doesn't matter what it is. And we're gonna see if our block is working in Minecraft. And it should be, if everything is done correctly. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so okay, so it's giving us some warnings about chunks and things like that, but that's fine. That's just you know, I don't know what that is actually, but right now we're not going to worry about it. I think it's more just for like just lag. It's probably coming up because I'm running my screen capture software. So we should be able to go under block, scroll down to the bottom here. Oh shit. We should be able to see our block in here, which it's right there. Sample block. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that block just beautiful? It's absolutely goddamn beautiful. Yeah, it's lagging out a little bit. I'm going to change some video settings. So you're going to render 2, or actually you can render about 4 chunks. Fast, turn off smooth lighting, turn on that, turn off clouds, and we should be good to go. There we go. There, so now those warnings stopped. Actually, no, they're still popping up. They're probably just messages or something like that. That's okay. So there we go. So we've created our first block with the texture and things like that. It's great. It's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, it looks absolutely fantastic. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys in the next video. Now, you may want the code available. Right now, it's not going to be available for at least, I would say, at least another week. I'm developing my own little web service that's going to offer you to view the code. It's going to be a much better experience than the PDFs I used last time. That was more of like a last minute, hey, I should do this kind of thing, and then just export them as PDFs and password protect them so that people could not copy out of them. I'm going to do something a lot better. Still, same stuff, can't copy anything, but you can view all the code, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to view the code and a lot more secure for me. Alright, so see you guys in the next video tutorial, which is going to be on creating a basic item, and then after that, tools and recipes and all that wonderful, fantastic stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys next time.